mistakes, I just make my case. Drops mic when I'm done, one more can I say, not bite, turn my tongue, I don't like the taste. I'm on and I'm on and I own my opponent. I'm always in the zone, either zoned out of zone, and then we could get it poppin'. Pick the topic if you watchin', skip the Shannon, skip the hoppin', took these sports a minute, I said, alright, undisputed.
Good morning. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Jenny. How are you today?
So, we're about to talk about off-court LeBron, then on-court LeBron, but first, the more important side of LeBron.
Yep.
Yes, we'll get to the Lakers, Spurs. We'll break that game down. Excuse me. I know you guys are ready to go, but LeBron had plenty to say last night. It's important we talk about it because after and during the national anthem, both teams did lock arms at center court. And after the game, LeBron shared his thoughts from the Capitol riots on Wednesday. Let's take a listen.
We live in two Americas, and that was a prime example of that yesterday. And if you don't understand that or don't see that after seeing what you saw yesterday, then you really need to take a step back, not even just one step, maybe 4 or 5 or even 10 steps backwards, and ask yourself, how do you want your kids, or how do you want, your grandkids? How do we want America to be viewed as? How do we want to live, in this beautiful country?
Shannon, what was your reaction to what LeBron said?
Well, I'm not surprised. And I know everybody said, well, he's just regurgitating what everybody else has said. But you have to understand from the perspective that the athletes are speaking from and seeing what they saw and see how the BLM movement was treated after George Floyd leading up into October, and then seeing this situation unfold. I think it was Wednesday. See how it unfolded Wednesday. He's like, well, hold on, wait a minute. And as Anthony Davis referenced, hold on, what happened to when the looting starts, the shooting starts? Yeah, look, if you go back and study our history, when blacks have protested, it's because of we wanted equality. We wanted to be able to get into restaurants. We wanted to be able to vote like you promised us, like we had our right to do. Think about what they were upset about and why they stormed the Capitol. They were upset that blacks voted in record numbers and the vote was counted. And the vote mattered because, Skip, you remember in 2016, when neither one of us really thought that President Trump would win. And he won, and a lot of people were upset that he won, and they took to the street. Yep. I came and sat in this very seat. I said, now, if all of y'all that's out there in the streets protesting and upset that he's in office, had you taken your butt to the voting station, he wouldn't be there.
You said that many times.
So next time it comes around, instead of getting and guess what they did? They turned out in record numbers.
They did.
And they were upset. That's why they stormed the Capitol, Skip. And then he lied, and he started sowing these seeds, if we lose, it's rigged. It wasn't rigged in 2016 when he won, just only if they lose. And so LeBron is like, hold on, wait a minute. Skip, there's going to be an investigation, and there should be no expense.
You got it.
No expense spared.
Nope.
Why were these officers opening up the barricades so they can come right in? We see how they were taking selfies. We see how they were treating those inside. Even the people were saying, the officers like, hey, come on in, hey, just no vandalize it. Bruh, you can't do that in a democracy. And LeBron is sitting back looking like, hold on, wait a minute. I see the BLM movement, and I see them unloading tear gas. I see reporters getting shot with rubber bullets. I see innocent people, because what they said, Skip, if I'm not mistaken, I could have swore I saw them taking stuff out of there. That would be looting. They did. So they took some stuff out of the Capitol, right?
They were taking important documents.
Yes. And nothing happened. So y'all care more about if a black person steal a TV, shoot him dead. If he steal a pair of jeans, shoot him dead. Sneakers, food, shoot him. But if they go into the Capitol because it looks like them, this is not the first time. Remember in Michigan? They shut that down because the governor says we got to close it down. This pandemic is spreading and it's taking lives. Skip, they just didn't close white businesses. They closed all businesses. Blacks were protesting not because whites got an opportunity to do things. Blacks were protesting, well, we want to be able to do that also. We just want fair and equal treatment. They protested because blacks voted, the votes were counted, and it mattered. And LeBron is saying, this is not right. And you saw it play out. Everybody knows, Skip. Normally when a person asks a question, he already knows the answer. So when you ask if the people had been doing that had been black, well, we already know the answer. Everybody knows the answer. Even President-elect Joe Biden said, there's no doubt in my mind, had those men and women been black, Skip, and they're not all young. Skip, I saw some people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. You having to be helped down the stairs. Skip, think about this, Skip. You have to be helped down the stairs. Police officers are helping you. They open up the barricades. They was telling the story that how when Mr. Farrakhan had the Million Man March, how they went into preparation because he told them the day that he wanted to have the march, they started preparing. President Trump put out a month ago. He did. He won't, on January the 6th, come on, make a little noise. Get a little rowdy.
Be there and be wild.
Skip, you remember when they asked him would he go concede the election, he told the Proud Boys, stand by.
He did.
Guess who showed up? So what LeBron and a lot of people in America, especially black America, Skip, I don't need to study. You know, they're going to say, well, we need to study this. We don't need to study. We don't need a study that says black are treated more harshly for the same crime as white. We don't need a study that shows that black unemployment is higher than whites. We don't need, for the same education, for the same jobs, blacks makes less money. We don't need a study. My study is my eyes. My study is my history. So LeBron was right. Greg Popovich unloaded, left a scathing critique. You know, there's no love lost. Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr, they like him. They come to the cookout anytime because they offered a harsh critique.
From the start, they did.
From the very, because they saw what was coming, Skip.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of these, they're enablers out there, but they did not enable.
But think about it, Skip, before I turn it over to you, think about all the people, they're resigning now. The reason why they're resigning from the cabinet, because it's going to take the vice president to enact the 25th Amendment and his cabinet. Well, if there's no cabinet, we can't enact the 25th Amendment. So they think they're slick. You don't get the moral high ground. Well, I'm doing the right thing. This was the last straw for me. Charlottesville wasn't the last straw. The Ukraine, Russia, calling the Secretary of State about the vote, that wasn't the last straw. It was this. When you saw people that looked like you did what they did, that was the last straw. Been trying to tell you.
All of that beautifully said, powerfully said. So, when it comes to LeBron James, for many years on TV, I've been critical of LeBron on the basketball court. We're going to talk about his game last night. He was a little shaky last night, and maybe he had reason to be shaky because maybe his head was elsewhere. But off the court, when it comes to speaking out about racial and social injustice, when it comes to putting in perspective the problems that our country faces for people of all colors, there is nobody stronger, nobody I wait to hear beyond LeBron James. Last night, I waited because I knew what was coming. We talked about it yesterday. We heard nothing from him on Wednesday as the events unfolded. And obviously, they weren't going to play until Thursday night. We thought maybe at the shoot-around, but no, he waited until after the game. And then, as usual, he unloaded. He did say a day ago, in talking about all the stands that he has taken about things outside of basketball, he said, I don't care what anybody says about the things that I say. I stand by them. And he does. And he should. And he has always been completely and utterly fearless to the point of maybe losing some of his sponsors over things that he has said. I honor that. I've said it consistently on this show and the other shows I've been on.
And he said it, Skip, he's more proud of what he's done off the court than what he's done on the court.
He should be. He is breakthrough. He is watershed speaker. We've never seen anything quite like, I know Muhammad Ali went through another, it was all different, but the courage LeBron has displayed to speak out is unprecedented. So I waited to hear where he would go. And to your point, he went to, we have two Americas. Well, we heard that all day yesterday. So I was like, you're deeper than that. We get, we get that. And it took a while, but he got to that guy who's still sitting in that Oval Office, and he went in on him. And he said the events that took place yesterday were a direct correlation of the presidents that's still in that seat right now.
I see the skies looking so blue. I see the rainbow so colorful. I smell the roses and it makes me so happy. Ooh, life is good.